your Cliff Bars out there this week. And a big thank you to Cliff Bar for their support, as they have been a tremendous partner looking after all of our athletes. We saw a lot of Cliff blocks being consumed on the web coverage yesterday.
So let's talk about some of the cars that we see in the caravan, the vehicles that just went through what's called front of caravan or the advanced caravan. You'll see a few CHP cars. That is the SRAM neutral support car. If a rider has a mechanical issue, they're going to provide spare wheels and spare bikes for any rider in the race. Now the teams also have cars with spare bikes and wheels behind the race, but sometimes it's easier for the SRAM neutral car that services all of the riders to get to a rider if they're on a breakaway or something like that and we can't get a team car up from behind the race.
Yeah, they have saved many an Amgen Tour of California, and what a great partner. They really support our women's race as well. Women's Amgen Tour breakaway from heart disease.
Also going to see some advanced motos. There'll be marshals and photographers on those motos. By the way, big thank you to California Highway Patrol, doing a great job keeping our race safe this year here at the Amgen Breakaway from Heart Disease Women's Race, empowered with SRAM.
They always get a standing O from the racers after the event. They're the ones that keep things on lockdown and safe out there. When you're traveling 60 miles an hour coming down some of these descents, you want to make sure that there's safety around the corner, and that's CHP doing, as you said, Brad, tremendous job. So a lot of more SRAM, the motorcycles with support wheels as well. We're going to see our officials coming through here.
Yeah, they'll be in the cars labeled COM or Commissar, COM 1 through 4. Those are the officials that basically just keep an eye on the race, make sure everyone's following the rules, no one's drafting behind cars, and well, everyone follows the race route. So like the referees on the road.
We have a rolling stadium, actually, that will head from Elk Grove up to Sacramento.
You're also going to see the medical car in the caravan. It'll be, they use a convertible so that the doctors in the car can give the riders medical attention while they're still riding. So if you go down in a crash, maybe you have some scrapes and bruises on your sides, they'll roll up right next to that convertible and get those wounds cleaned up while in the race. It's pretty impressive.
It really is. I have another kind of cool one for you. The time board we might see coming through. That's a unique thing to cycling.
Yeah, it's going to be a whiteboard on the back of a motorcycle, and on that board they write the time gaps for the race. In fact, well, there's a medical vehicle moving through now, so that gap will be for the breakaway back to the field. It is very important for the riders. That time board moto plays a crucial role in the decision-making process of the teams when they decide whether they need to chase a breakaway down or not.
Yeah, when you're out there in the middle of the high Sierras, that's the only info touch point that you have, and really telling you how far ahead or behind you are the group you want to be with. Brad, we've got the best day of racing to look forward to. What a battle. I mean, it was really almost got awkward, didn't it, on the sign-in stage, where you could feel the tension between United Healthcare and Bowles Dolmans. These teams get along about as well as the Raiders and the Niners.
Yeah, it's been an interesting story to watch over the last couple days, and still evolving with 2 days of racing to go, including today. We're going to be racing around the Capitol in Sacramento again tomorrow, and there's a very good chance that that overall race lead, the GC, which is usually decided on the climbs, is going to be decided in a sprint, which is a bizarre situation to ask the climbers to sprint against each other.
Yeah, bizarre is right. I mean, remember going back to a little bit different, but the men's race a couple years ago when Peter Sagan won by 1 second, and that was a bonus second that he picked up in the final bonus second available in the final sprint. So it could come down to that this year. Donnybrook, now there's Chris Black, our moto driver there coming through.
Yeah, that was the time board with a little message for the fans here at Elk Grove, thanking everyone for the wonderful hospitality this morning. Some of our marshal vehicles rolling through. What they do is basically close the roads in what we call a rolling enclosure. So they'll go into driveways or small streets to make sure that no one comes out onto course when the riders come through.
All right, give them a hand. The Gladiators of the roll with Megan Gagne, our American champion, rolling through with the Olympic champion, Anna van der Breggen.
A nice relaxed vibe in the peloton. That'll be the last time you see them that calm today, because once they hit 0K and this race gets underway, it is going to be brutal in that peloton. All manners go out the window as it's race time at the Amgen Tour of California.
So they're actually really rapidly coming up on what they call kilometer 0, the actual start of the race. This is how we do it around the world. This ceremonial start. There's all of our team vehicles making their way through. Really has been great. There's the rally team. That's a squad that's awfully fun to support. They're on a mission.
Yeah, each team with spare bikes on top of the cars. Usually they'll pick the riders that have the best shot on the stage that day. So you do the spare bikes for your top 3 or 4 riders in the race. And then, of course, there's also spare wheels in the car, extra food, water, clothing, and a mechanic in the car as well, should the riders need it. Hopefully, though, no flat tires today.
Hey, thank you for coming out and being a part of such a great start of the Amgen tour for women, talking about break away from heart disease. Thanks everyone for being out here. I'm Dave Toll for my colleague Brian Soner. We'll look forward to seeing you in Sacramento. We're hightailing our way up there for the finish.